Welcome everybody to our Coral Red Q1 2024 product release webinar. I am Sara Arecco, Head of Customer Success at Antavo, and here with me I have Andras Taraszovics, our Head of Products. Andras, please do introduce yourself.
Yeah, very nice to meet you, everyone. My name is Andras Taraszovics, and I'm heading the product development team here at Antavo. Very nice to be here with you, and hopefully we'll be able to show you a lot of exciting things today on this webinar. And I hand it back to you, Sara, to tell us what's actually going to be on the plate for today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Andras. So the reason we're all here today is to share with you our new integrations to cover the full customer lifecycle. So what it's going to look like today is during the webinar, we will have a live product demo that Andras is going to do for us. And after that, we are going to have a 20-minute Q&A session where you can ask all of your questions. So how do you ask questions? If you check on the screen right now, you should find a question button. You can also find the chat, but please do use the question button to ask all of your questions there. And we're gonna get it once we finish the first 20 minutes of the session and after the live demo performed by Andras. So let's get started. The first thing that I want to introduce you to today is the agenda for today's session. And the first point is that today's agenda is really three-parted. So we're gonna go on a journey together. We have a campaign idea where we're gonna show you how to select, activate, and communicate with your customers. What does it mean? We like to do things practical. So we really imagine a real-life campaign to best showcase the new release that we had in Q1 2024. Here is the campaign. We decided to focus this campaign for some of our members in our loyalty program, and specifically members that have been dormant. So what we want to do with this campaign is reactivate them. And the campaign itself is going to consist in a challenge where we ask members to run. And after they've completed the run, they're going to receive a coupon. How do we make this happen? So as we said, it's going to be three-parted, right? So the first thing that we're going to do is select our customer base. We're going to select it from our CDP. We have integrations with the likes of mParticle, Bloomreach, and Segment coming in 2024. Once we select our segment from the CDP and sync it inside of Antavo, we can then activate our challenge thanks to the integration that Antavo has built with Garmin. So we're going to ask our members to run for a short amount of time and for a short amount of kilometers. And after they've completed the challenge, we are going to give them a coupon that we're going to send them by email through our Braze integration. In order to see this in practice, I'm going to leave the word to Andras. Andras, please, let's take it away.
Thank you so much. So hopefully you can all still see my screen, and I'm going to give you a bit of an overview of what is going to happen right now. So I'm gonna keep sharing my screen and talk you through the journey. And the first one, as Sara has mentioned brilliantly, the first part of our journey is to select the right audiences. And we would be interested to hear about what is your preference when it comes to segmentation. What tool are you using? If you can be very specific, that's even better. You can use the chat feature for this to let us know what CDP platform, CRM platform, or any other platform that you are using for segmentation and building audiences currently. Based on the discussions that we had with our customers, most of them are using the CDP platform to manage their segmentation and build their audiences. And these CDP platforms being a real powerhouse of storing data, segmenting the data, and then sending the data, making the data available for all other platforms, we found connecting with these platforms really crucial. And this is why we built an integration framework that we call Customer Lists API in the latest product release of ours, and this is what we are presenting to you today. So what we did here is that we built a really robust and composable solution for you. So you can use this solution to actually tap this into your CDP, CRM platform, data warehouse, or even data lake if you are using any of these technologies in your technology stack, using standard REST APIs. And this technology, at the same time, allows you to be very, very compliant when it comes to your segmentation. Alongside the GDPR, the California Privacy Act, and all the local data regulations, you probably already heard about all these hurdles that are in a way of getting the customer data everywhere it needs to be, right? Because these are rightfully so, limiting you in what kind of data you can store where exactly, right? You always want to keep yourself to the least data privilege, the least data principle, because that helps you to protect the privacy of your customers at the right point at the right time. What does it mean and how does that matter here? Because to build your segmentations, you probably are using a lot of different customer attributes. Probably you are calculating some fields in your CDP. You are probably ingesting data from other platforms, which are sensitive data, and you're using them to build those segments. And if you want to replicate those segments in, for example, your loyalty program that you build in your loyalty engine, you would, in a traditional scenario, you would need to transfer all these attributes across to the loyalty engine, process them, and rebuild your segments. Double work, and also double the chance that the data could leak in the process. We want to avoid this, and we want to build a compliant and secure solution. And this is what we had in mind when we built this composable, robust, and compliant API that allows you to lift and shift the segments that you built in your CDP platform or other technologies right onto Antavo. How does that work in practice? So let me guide you through an actual scenario. So let's assume that you're using a CDP platform to do your segmentation. The likes of Bloomreach, mParticle, Segment, Lexer, Telium are just a couple of examples that we brought for this session today. And in those CDP platforms, you're probably, as a first step, ingesting data from other platforms. From your mobile application, for example, if the customer has logged in, browse through the selection of your products in your mobile app, or through your website if they engaged in a mini game that's been built on your website, or from other platforms like social platforms and other engagement platforms that you might have out there. Once these data are ingested, you are using this data in your CDP platform to build segments and create different audiences. You might be utilizing technologies like machine learning and AI to calculate engagement scores, churn propensity, and other interactive attributes that these technologies, these algorithms are helping you with, right? And as a result of it, you might be having from anywhere in the range of dozens to hundreds of different segments built for your different purposes, for remarketing, for customer care, and other activities. And some of these segments should be available and actionable in your loyalty engine in Antavo, of course. That's your best choice as a loyalty engine today, to make challenges, rewards, and other incentives available for your customers. So that's your ultimate goal. You have your segments in the CDP, and then you want to get them into Antavo. And the way to get there is to actually let Antavo process the changes made to your audiences in your CDP and make them available in Antavo without synchronizing all the attributes. So basically, like for like, copying the audiences from your CDP platform to your loyalty engine. And the help is here in form of the customer list API, our newest addition to Antavo. Once again, this is a really robust, reliable, and composable API that you can use to connect up to any CDP. Sometimes you might need a bit of a help to bridge the gap between the CDP platforms and this new API. Depending on the capabilities of your CDP software, you might be able to use the Antavo API directly. But in some cases, you might need a middleware to queue up the audience changes and transform the data into the format that this API requires. But worry not about this, because a lot of cloud-based, cloud-native technologies are out there for you to select from. For example, AWS, Google Cloud Platform, and Microsoft Azure also offers kind of similar data ingestion transformation technologies included. For example, if you're talking about mParticle has a really brilliant connector built with Amazon Kinesis Data Firehose. This is a data ingestion and data streaming tool available in Amazon. You can link up mParticle with that technology, create an AWS Lambda function, which is a lightweight cloud computing programming language and programming interface to transfer the data into the right format, which then you can send data into the API of Antavo. And that was just one of the examples, but there are a lot of these examples available, and all this is in a really composable mindset. So those who are from the technology side with us, you can appreciate probably the nature and the higher composability of this technology. But I believe we talked enough about the house and you've seen the process flow. So let me show you how it works in example. But obviously, we don't want to build an entire segmentation today and have it synced across, right? Because that could be a bit time consuming in terms of the webinar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how this works and how does our API look like. So just give me a second. I'm going to drag it onto the screen. So what you're right now seeing on the screen is called Postman. So Postman is an API management tool which allows you to basically simulate different kinds of API calls. And those who are not from the technical audience, don't worry, because this is not something that you will need to interact with. So your technology team, let that team in-house or through your SI partners, will be able to build with this API. So you won't need to use a tool like Postman to do the work. It's just gonna be seamless between your CDP platform and Antavo. But those who are joining from the technology side, you're going to appreciate that this API is really highly semantic. So you can see it's a bulk operation API, and we are addressing a customer list in here by this ID, and we are just sending customer IDs across through this API. So this is where the compliance bit comes in, because you are not sending vulnerable and sensitive information across, you are just sending customer IDs. And actually, I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to hit send in here, and I'm going to make the process start. So now our customer list is getting populated. As you see, in just a matter of a couple milliseconds, we received an API response from the platform. And here I have a customer, our test customer today, named Andras Taraszovics. What a coincidence. And this customer currently does not belong to any segments, as you see it on the right-hand side. I'm going to zoom in a bit so you can see it better. But if we look at the list of items that are queued up, we already have the API call that I just sent queued up in here. I'm going to zoom in a bit so you can see it better. This is already queued up and ready for processing. And once that's done, our customer's gonna become part of this customer list. I'm gonna hit refresh real quick to see if it is getting processed. It's still in the queue. And once that hits the queue and it gets processed, the customer is going to get into the right customer list. And the customer list currently looks empty. So this is a product affinity running gear customer list that we built in here for the very purpose of segmenting those customers who would be interested in buying running gear and are currently dormant, as Sara mentioned. So what we're going to do here, we're going to reactivate those customers who, based on calculations made in a CDP platform, are likely to buy running gear because they previously browsed this product category, engaged with this type of content that we published, or otherwise shown interest towards buying products like this. And if I hit refresh, you already see that the customer lists in the meantime have been populated. And if I go back to this previous screen that you see, the operation has been done. So all it took to synchronize 1,000 customers across was just a sheer minute. So it's a really highly robust and fast API that can deliver results in an instant. So where are we at? We are pretty much done with selecting our audiences and syncing them across to Antavo. So it's about time for us to activate those members. Very, very exciting, right? So when it comes to activation, this is one of my favorite agendas when it comes to loyalty and our loyalty engine. I love this because I believe traditional loyalty programs really matter. But if you can spice these loyalty programs up with additional elements which make the program unique, that's what matters the most. That being said, Antavo offers you a lot of different types of gamification modules which you can use already, likes of gamify profiling to capture zero-party data, or a prize wheel module of ours which allows you to build a spin the wheel experience for your customers so they can get rewards. But you can likely so create surveys, create quizzes, make customers engage with content and all these different types of things already. And joining the ranks of our wonderful gamification modules is an integration with Garmin, the favorite sports activity tracker, wearable technology, and its technology platform. So Garmin's been out there on the market for decades now, producing smartwatches, smart wearables that you can track your activities with, used by professional athletes, but amateur, but highly enthusiastic athletes as well. And their activity trackers, wearables, are able to connect up with the Garmin portal, Garmin Connect platform, where all the data that is coming from these wearables are accumulated and can be synchronized across to Antavo as well. With this new integration, we are supporting all different types of sports activities that Garmin supports without exceptions. So you can think of traditional sports like hiking, running, maybe swimming as well. But besides that, scuba diving, golf, and other sports activities are also supported right within the Garmin and within Antavo too. At the same time, and I'm going to show this to you in just a matter of minutes, you can blend these sports activities together with other gamification actions or even transactional activities too, to create real and exciting engagement with your customers. But how exactly? I believe it's time for me to show it to you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head on to this landing page that I designed. So all my wonderful graphical design skills went into this when I designed this. And here I am as a customer who would like to engage with this campaign, right? So I would like to, as a first step, connect up with my Garmin account. To do that, I just need to hit a button, and this is going to take me to a screen where I can connect up with Garmin. I can select which kind of information I would like to give, and all we are asking from Garmin here is activity information. So once again, the least data principle applies here, as Antavo really focused on the customer's privacy too. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit save. I'm going to be asked to, I'm absolutely sure I want to connect up with Garmin, and I'm very, very much sure. And I'm going to be taken back to the very same screen as a result of this activity. So now that I'm connected with Garmin, the next step for me is to track some activities, right, in order to be engaged with this particular campaign. So because I believe you wouldn't really appreciate if I would go on a walk or a run right now, right? I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to use the manual entry feature of Garmin Connect, accepting their privacy policy, of course, first, and then once again, I'm gonna record an activity. So what shall we do today? Because the campaign asked me to run. Okay, I'm gonna record a street running that I did in this afternoon. I ran for 70 minutes, did 3 kilometers of running at a decent pace, and burned some 110 calories. So I'm proud of myself, and I will allow a chocolate bar later tonight because of that. I'm gonna hit save and give it a name, of course. So this is gonna be my afternoon run. I'm going to hit save, and what's going to happen is that this new activity got recorded in Garmin Connect right now. And you might be wondering, Andras, do the customers really need to actually come into Garmin Connect all the time and do this? No, they don't, because if they own a Garmin wearable, all this information gets automatically synchronized across, so they will never need to use this interface to enter any of the activities that they did. Okay, and then once that's done, the activities in Garmin, I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to refresh the queue page that is right now in Antavo. And as you already see, the very activity that I just did is right now pending for processing in Antavo. So we got the activity in its full of its glory, waiting for it to be getting processed. And in the meantime, while we are waiting for it to be processed, I'm going to come back here to my original customer profile, and I'm going to show you the events history. This page, if you are using Antavo, you are probably familiar with it. If you are not, you are seeing it for the first time. This is a page where you can see all the different types of activities as events that the customer did, including when they opted into the program, when they got added and got removed from customer lists, like we did it just a couple of minutes ago when we added the customer to this product affinity list. And if I hit refresh on the page, you see that there's been a Garmin activity registered on the customer in the meantime. So as you can see here, my afternoon run, which was 3,000 meters in distance and burned 110 calories with, it's now in its full glory in here. So we are quite happy, right? We got the customer connected up to Garmin, and we got the activity registered. But what we also spotted in here, that the customer has completed a challenge and earned a reward. How did that happen? So let me show you how you can build a challenge in Antavo, thanks to the challenges module that we have. So with this challenges module, you can create activities combining traditional actions, transactional actions with soft actions too. All you need to do is you need to set some marketing message on the top, including a name, description. You can include an image that I included on the side that you saw. And then you can set up, if you want to grant points and all of that, you can do that in here too. And this is where you also target the activity that you want the customers to do to different segments. And if I zoom in here, you can see that the product affinity running gear segment has been targeted with this. And this is how the previous feature that I was discussing and I was explaining to you, shifting the audience, lifting and shifting the audiences from your CDP to Antavo comes into the play, because this is just taking the segment from CDP and using it for targeting quite easily. So if I remove this with a click, right, like so, I can pick it from a list just as easy. That's literally one click away for you to segment and personalize your challenges to your customers. Where the magic is happening is here. I can select from the list of activity that Antavo supports out of the box, but you are able to add your own to this into this mix. I selected the right activity type from the list of fields that Garmin sends across to us, and I selected that I want to offer points and other rewards to the customer if they did street running, and they did it over 3 kilometers in distance. But I can also use additional attributes, as you see here. We have plenty, including how big the elevation was during the activity, how many steps were taken, or how many pushes have been performed, what were the active calories count. So you can be really, really creative with your campaigns like this. So that was the first bit, right? This is the challenge that the customer was engaged with. And then we have a reward for the customers. That's managed through the rewards module of Antavo. Similarly to the challenges module, on the top you define the marketing message. You can translate it into different languages, making a truly global loyalty program for your customers. And then at the bottom of the page, you can link it up to a coupon pool that you can manage right within Antavo to grant, for example, a €5 off a voucher to the customers who would like to buy running gear, all right within Antavo. So now we have challenges. Customer has completed a challenge, and now we have a reward. But how does the two items connect? Basically, we have a wonderful workflows module, which allows you to build visual journeys for your customers. So you can use this visual interface to arrange any type of journey that you can imagine. And if you find similarity with your marketing automation tool, that's not a coincidence. We actually build this, so it's quite familiar for any marketer that would like to build their different campaigns and journeys right within Antavo. And the journey is quite simple, actually. We want the customer to complete a challenge, right? That's the first activity that is triggering this journey. And then we are filtering for the right challenge. So we are selecting the run 3 kilometers this week challenge that we just built in the challenges module. We are granting the €5 coupon that we built into rewards management module. And because we are not cruel people, we are granting it as a reward for free. And as a last step, we are synchronizing some details into Braze. But that leads us into the the third and the last segment of our webinar today. How can you communicate the achievements that the customer did to the customers? And this is thanks to the integration that we built with Braze. Braze is a customer engagement platform allowing you to build multi-channel campaigns at scale to a great number of customers, optimizing the reach all the way using and utilizing data from different sources, now including Antavo too. And basically, this integration with Braze now allows you to do mainly two things. One thing is that you can use the data that accumulates in Antavo through the wonderful gamification modules that we have to enrich your journeys and personalize the tone of your messaging right within Braze. So you can take the data that we have on the customer and get it into Braze. So you can always have up-to-date data in Braze where you would like to use it. The second thing that you can do is that you can turn loyalty lifecycle events into actions. So you saw already a particular example of that when we said that we want to synchronize something across the Braze when it happened in Antavo. That's what happened in here. But if you don't believe me, I'm going to show it to you actually. So I'm going to head into Braze now, and this is the interface of Braze, the customer engagement platform. And I can look at my campaign right now. And as you can see here, the conversions are heading upwards. That's quite exciting, right? And I can, if I want to edit this campaign right here in this very interface and dive into it, and I can use data points coming from Antavo here to enhance this journey. So I'm using personalization tags in here, which are available in Braze, but likely so I'm using data that is coming from Antavo, for example, the coupon value, or for example, the code of the coupon, or the redeem instructions, or the terms and conditions, which are a must in today's world. And you might be wondering where these are coming from. So basically, when we built the journey in Antavo, in the workflows module, we synchronized a lot of these details through an event to Braze. So for example, we are sending across the name of the reward, the description, the terms and conditions, the image URL, and the likes of these information, so you can display it wherever you want to and wherever you need to. And then the end result that you would like to look at is going to be an email like this that you can receive from the Braze platform, or personalized. And I'm showing something that I sent 2 hours ago, but here is the one that I just sent through this campaign right here, where this is my name, as you see, this is the value of the coupon that we all design, and here is the coupon code. Okay, so everything that we did assemble in the workflows module ended up in Braze, and a wonderful email has been sent out to the customer to finalize our journey. So that was the presentation that I prepared for you today. Once again, we selected the right audiences and synchronized them from the CDP using the customer list API of Antavo. As a second step, we activated the customers from their dormant state using the Garmin module, the Garmin integration that we just built and released to the Antavo product. And last but not least, we communicated the customer's achievement through an email campaign that we built in Braze. And with that in mind, I would like to hand it back to Sara with the Q&A.
Thank you, Andras. I hope everybody enjoyed the live demo as much as I did. It was great. Thank you so much, Andras, for showing us in real life how to build this campaign. It's time now to ask the questions. I see we received a few. The first question we received is, any plans to integrate activities with Apple products?
Yes, actually, this is a very tricky question. The short answer is you can already do it. As a matter at hand, currently Apple is really privacy focused and privacy centric, meaning that the activity data and health data never leaves your Apple device. That makes it tricky for vendors like us to get this data right from Apple. But you, as someone who can publish an application on the Apple App Store, you can build mobile applications or applications for the Apple Watch, which can capture this information. And using the REST APIs of Antavo that are already there, you can synchronize it across. As for the future goes, we never know. Apple might be open to collaboration later on with a broader set of vendors. We will see that. But right now, it is possible through a bespoke application that you built and published through the App Store.
Thank you, Andras. Keep sending questions in the meantime. Just make sure to use the questions on the control manual. Another question that we received is, I don't have mParticle or Braze. Can this use case still be applicable for me?
Absolutely. So Antavo partners up with a lot of different CDP platforms, as you saw it earlier. We are already having an integration built with, for example, Bloomreach as well. And we have an integration coming later this year with Segment, Video Segment. But we are very open to collaborate with other CDP platforms out there, like, so, for example, in the US market, we know, and we see that Blueshift is an up and coming player there in terms of a CDP platform. Tedium and other CDP technologies are also on our radar, so we are pretty much open for collaboration. And the same goes for marketing automation platforms, where we are having a lot of different marketing automation platform integrations from smaller scale, mid-market focused marketing automation platforms, as well as enterprise players out there. So feel free to check out our website, and you will find all of our technology partners under the partner section ready for you to use.
Thank you, Andras. Another question we received is, what other CEPs, ESPs do you integrate with?
I believe the answer will be the same. So we are integrating with, I'm not going to repeat the CDPs, but I believe I failed to mention notable examples of marketing automation platforms. So we are integrating with the likes of Salesforce Marketing Cloud, for example. Bloomreach that I mentioned, Digital is one of the integrations that we are having, Ometria, and we have a whole set of these available on our website, and they will work equally great as Braze does, because they were all built according to the highest standards that you see on the screen.
Thank you. And another question, are you able to generate unique coupon codes within Antavo?
Absolutely, we can. You can even select the way that you want to generate them. If you would like to use these coupon codes on, for example, printed packaging, or you would like to distribute these coupon codes at scale, talking about millions of coupon codes at once, then we have a wonderful bulk generation function available, which lets you basically generate all these coupons in large batches and bulks. But if you prefer on-the-go generation based on different coupon patterns. We can help you with that too, because we have an on-demand generated coupon pool option also available in our coupons module.
Thank you, Andras. We have yet another. I'm so happy questions keep on coming. That's great. The next one we have is, we use Carlton One as our merchandise product for point redemptions. Can we offer rewards for behaviors and send rewards to the customer's Carlton One account?
The brilliant thing is that we are actually partnering with Carlton One, so the answer will be yes. Yes, you can pretty much leverage this, that functionality, and we are happy to explore this together with you.
Great. Thank you, Andras. And another one is about, can bespoke/custom systems be notified about activities registered in Antavo apart from CDPs and platforms already out of the box integrated?
Yes, we can send out messages to any standard REST API endpoint through webhook messages. We have a quite powerful webhook messaging platform built into Antavo. This is called Trusted Sites, that allows you to manage multiple sites where you can send messages just as easy as you saw with the Braze integration, and you can be total control over what information sent will be sent to what exact API endpoint.
Thank you so much, Andras. Can sports activities be tracked directly from customers' watches, or do they need to log into the Garmin portal every time?
No, they don't need to. So basically, if they have a Garmin type of sports wearable, this information can be ingested. But as far as I know, Garmin has just recently released an application to Apple platform as well as Google. So you might be able to track activities through the Garmin platform as well. Of course, they will need to register a Garmin account then as well. And I'm not 100% sure if that's applicable right now, but I just saw the news that they released an application on that platform. So might first to check it out. But the short answer is no, they don't need to log into the platform.
Okay, I feel like I'm bombarding you with questions. I'm gonna just keep on going.
That's what I'm here for.
That's great. Keep sending more questions, by the way. Let's not stop the bombarding. How many segments can I synchronize to customer lists in Antavo?
There is no limitation on this currently. We typically suggest to start with a handful just to see how they work and how you can use them for targeting, and then expand this list. You can go to the range of hundreds as well. And in a single API call, I need to look this number up maybe after the call, but I believe in a single API call that I presented, you can have up to 100,000 customers sent across in a single API call, but that does not prevent you from sending multiple API calls for the very same segment. So pretty much in terms of segments sync and number of customers in this segment, I would say, it's a bold statement, but unlimited.
Okay, thank you. I think we have one last question, unless something else comes up. Can I create customer lists via API? Is that possible?
Well, because of the shortage of time, we did not showcase this functionality, but that is possible too. So you can manage your customer list through API as well. So this is a fully composable headless solution that we showcase to you. So you can manage the customer list through APIs as well.
Perfect. No more questions are coming through. So I think this kind of concludes it for today. Thanks everybody for your attention. Thank you for being engaged with us and asking so many questions. It's great to know that this topic was interesting for you. I would like also to thank you, Andras. Thank you so much for your time, expertise, and knowledge sharing today. On a technical note, on the other side, we will share the recording of the webinar with you. We're going to do it tomorrow via our newsletter. And don't remember to also get the PDF downloaded so you can basically review all the topics we dealt with today in the PDF as well. I hope you found this webinar valuable, interesting, and a good way to spend half an hour of your time. And I hope to see you in the next upcoming events. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.